Hello, I am here with your April 20th, 2021 tarot using the Line Strider Tarot. I've done an off-screen pre-shuffle and now we ask for our message or messages for Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. I hope where you are, your weather is looking pretty good. Where I'm at, we're hoping that our snowfall that we got yesterday, being overnight Sunday into Monday, that it melts quickly. We're lucky that we didn't get what the forecast had predicted, and that by dinner time, most of the pavement was not only clear, but it was also dry. Now in my hometown, because it is a significant amount north geographically, even though mileage wise it's really not, it's only about a 3-hour drive from the city. Interesting. That card literally flipped out and went back in. There we go. Where my parents are and my hometown, it's only about a 3-hour drive north of where I currently live. They got a significant amount of snow more from the exact same system, to the point that my dad had to get the snowblower out to take care of the snow at the end of the driveway. And I'm gonna take those in the way that they came out. I wasn't sure if those were reversals or not. I'm going to take them as reversals because I think they did. Oh, good grief. Okay, so I'll just quickly finish my story. My dad had to use the snowblower today to clear the end of the driveway, and that was before the plows went out, if they were even going to go. And it was still snowing when I spoke to my mom and dad just before dinner time. They were supposed to be coming to the city for an appointment, but that's not happening because not only was it still snowing, it was snowing hard enough that the highways were completely closed, and my dad was probably going to have to get the snowblower out again. And my dad really does not use the snowblower for little amounts. It's got to be quite a bit before he'll get that out, especially at this time of year. Normally he has it all tucked away ready to be stored for the summer. So the card that popped out of the deck and flipped around face up towards me was the Page of Pentacles. And it's really interesting because we do have at the bottom of the deck pentacles. And not only are they pentacles, they are in corresponding numbers. And we have seen both of these in the recent past. We saw the 8 of Pentacles yesterday with the Crow Tarot, and this energy is still playing out in the background where we're starting to see some results to all of our hard work, but the hard work's not quite done yet. But then we have the 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles, I know again we have seen some time in the last few days. The 9 of Pentacles talks about wealth and being independence and kind of asserting that independence, particularly when it comes to our finances. We want to be stable, we want to be secure, we want to be free and independent, and we've worked really hard to get to this point. But this is the energy that is playing out in the background. We're not quite feeling it just yet, and like I said, we do have some reversals going on here. And the first card that is a reversal, and this is not normal because I do take the cards and put them in the upright after every reading before I shuffle. So if they come out as a reversal, they got to kind of work for that to happen. The first card that we have in reverse is the Ace of Cups. We're not feeling the love. We're hoping for a new start into something that I'm just looking at the card kind of off camera here. We're hoping that our cups runneth over. I'm slightly distracted by some imagery here in the card. We want our cups to be runneth over. We want this new offer to come in and have really good, joyous feelings be overflowing. I'll talk quickly at the end about the imagery here. That's really got my attention. But we're not feeling it. Now, Cups talks about emotions, things that we're feeling. For the Pentacles, that's Earth energy. We did just enter into Taurus on Monday the sun went into Taurus at 4:33 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. So for those who require a reference, that is Toronto and New York time zone. So we're just kind of moving into this Earth energy and getting our bearings. A quick side note. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. So quick side note is that Venus moved into the sign of Taurus on April 14th, which was just a few days ago, and is going to be there until mid-May. So just before Taurus, the sun moves out of Taurus into Gemini. Venus is going to move shortly before that. But right now, with the sun being in the sign of Taurus, Venus loves it. Venus loves being in the sign of Taurus. Why? Because Venus rules Taurus. And Venus being the planet of love and beauty, as well as art and some of the finer things, which we do see here in the background energy with the Pentacles. Venus is happy when it's in the sign of Taurus. So there's a lot of loving energy. You may be feeling a little more amorous. And that's because Venus is in the sign of Taurus. Now, if you have Taurus either in your sun, your rising, or your Venus sign, so check your birth charts, guys. Find those out. You may be ready to start that new relationship, that Ace of Cups. But right now, it's being a little bit elusive. That offer's just not quite there yet. We have more cups. We have the King of Cups, but it's in the upright. Now, the King of Cups in the upright, there's a quiet confidence to the King of Cups because he is the king. But he's very in tune with his emotions, very feeling. I just want to note really quick here that there is, I know this isn't gold, but this looks like a goldfish to me. Goldfish usually represents wealth and luck. We're going to touch on that because it does tie into one of the other cards that has come out. There is some wealth, again, because this is a king. The kings do signify wealth to an extent, just more in regards to their suit. So the King of Cups is wealthy in terms of the love that there is to offer, the love that is being willing to be received. There's also creativity and intuition with a lot of the higher cups cards, or a lot of the cards that have water imagery or an association to water signs. Up next, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. Now, the Five of Swords usually talks about a period of time after conflict. And as you can see in the upright here, there's people in the background. Looks like there's been a battle. The swords are there. He's broken. He's looking pretty dejected. Like he's just lost his entire world. But in the reverse, that battle is long over. Like that's history. That's ancient history. And while it's not quite a movement card, that conflict is no longer there. Now, with swords being the suit of air, the swords also talks about things that are going on in your mind. there may have been a lot of conflict in your mind about an event in the past, but we're getting past that. The event has happened. We've reconciled it. We've reconciled the conflict, and we want to move forward. Now, this is a major arcana card, and remember all of that talk about luck? There's the card of Sagittarius, card of Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune being in the reverse, it's just not moving. We're feeling stuck. We're feeling a little bit stagnant. Things aren't turning in any direction. They're just not going anywhere. And because that is a major arcana card, we also have 8, 9, 10 here. Just for those of you for the numerology, the Wheel of Fortune's not going anywhere. There's nothing happening in any direction. Now, the one good thing is that with the 5 of Swords being in the reverse, it's not that we are moving backwards. We're just not moving right now. So a lot of times what happens is there's a pause. There is a pause before that levee breaks. There's that filling up, that huge push for that forward momentum. And sometimes the brake gets stuck on. Well, that's kind of what's happening here. So the brake has been stuck on, but you're really pushing forward for a lot of momentum. And eventually, this card is not going to have a choice if you continue to push in a positive, progressive, forward manner, that it's going to flip and you're going to start seeing movement. It's just not happening today. Not the end of the world. And if you look at these energies and these readings as a day by day type energy, and if you notice the lighting shifting at all, because I know I am as I'm recording this, the sun is literally setting, and the bits of light that we were getting have finally kind of dissipated, and the dark is really setting in quickly. So you'll have to excuse the lighting on that one. So altogether, this is a little bit of a confusing read on the surface, but a lot of that is just that. It's surface energy. It's our emotions kind of coming up to the surface as well. We've been doing a lot of work. We want to be independent and standing on our own and financially free, but we're feeling these emotions are really kind of keeping us held back. We've put the work in. We've put things in the past and into perspective, and we want the floodgates to kind of open and burst forth, and to have all of these good emotions to suddenly come rushing in and filling our cups. But it's just not quite time yet for the levee to break and for that wheel to really start spinning. Not a horrific thing to kind of step back and enjoy this, because once that levee breaks and things start going, well, guess what? There's no stopping it. They're going to go. So be prepared. Take that time. Keep doing the hard work, because if you're doing hard work in regards to repairing emotions, that is probably even more exhausting than doing physical back-breaking work. So keep working and doing all of that hard work on yourself. And eventually, these cards that are in the reverse, well, we want the 5 of Swords to stay in the reverse, but the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Cups will flip. Now, that's where the basic reading ends. If you want to listen to the last little bit about this card and why the Ace of Cups was catching my attention so much. I'm not Catholic. I'm not really religious in any religion, but I'm going to see if you can see it. You see here the cup, the chalice. That does have a Roman kind of connotation, Roman Catholic connotation, where you drink from the chalice. This M in the reverse, or it could be W, I'm not sure. I have seen a very similar symbolism with the cross and the M together in a pendant. And the pendant was my grandfather's. Actually, he had more than one, and a couple of them were actually tokens. And he got them during his time in the military during World War II. And he got them overseas. And I strongly believe that these are Catholic tokens or Catholic symbols. So if somebody who is familiar with the Catholic religion can comment and let me know. To me, seeing these two together made me automatically think of those tokens, which makes me think of my grandfather. And I've been doing a lot of ancestral work as well. So I don't know if that's just his little sign, his little nod to me today, but he does communicate with me frequently. The really interesting thing is that I've had this deck for at least 2 years, if not longer now. And I've seen the Ace of Cups tons of times. But today was the first time that I associated that to my grandfather. So just a little bit of an interesting personal revelation there. So I am going to leave it here now completely, and I will talk to you tomorrow.